Hello everybody, it's Nim and welcome back to my channel. So today we are building a family restaurant and we are rebuilding the entire Sims 4. So I bulldozed everything in every world and now we are rebuilding it. And today we are doing Willow Creek and we are building our first community lot in Willow Creek, and it will be a family restaurant. Because I have decided that every neighborhood, every world should have a restaurant, a gym, a park, and some sort of a library or something, and that's like the main community lots that I want. And then some neighborhoods will have like vet stuff, some neighborhoods will have a swimming pool, so it will be a little bit different, but at least those 3 or 4 set lots. So when you live in a neighborhood, you could go to the neighborhood restaurant and support the small business owners, as is very important in these times of needs as well. So don't forget to do that if you can, of course. So we are building a family restaurant. And I always start out when I build a restaurant, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna build a family restaurant. And then it turns out to be this very, very fancy restaurant. But this restaurant actually came out to be a family restaurant as well. So I'm quite proud of that, even if I say so myself. So at the moment we are just laying the basic foundations. We are working with some levels of like terraces. Not sure if that's a word. We're working on some levels where people can sit and they can dine. And we have this little water around one of the areas to make it look like really homey and fun. But before we proceed with anything from the exterior, I wanted to make sure that the bathroom stalls would actually fit. Because I can't tell you how many times I've built something and then I want to put a bathroom stall in there. And it doesn't work because the space is too small. But we made it work. They have like bathroom stalls, so your Sims don't have to be embarrassed when they go to the toilet, so it's completely fine. Exterior wise, we're going to this nice pastel green look. We're gonna use the eco lifestyle floors because those are my new favorite flooring, guys. I have to say it. They are so pretty and they look so realistic. So right now we are doing the exterior and we are making a little play area for the children because, like I said, it is a family style restaurant. So obvious when your kids get bored of sitting at a table, you want, well, you don't want them running around in a restaurant. So you dump them outside in the designated area for that. I don't know, like maybe you already knew, but I actually worked in a restaurant. And we had like one of those play areas for the kids. And they were always so busy. There were so many kids there. And we used to have this ball pit. And every evening we would have to get all of the balls out of the pit, clean them by hand, and then put them back in. And it took so much time, so we actually got rid of it and have like this gigantic play set. Like gigantic. And then once a week we had to clean that, so you had to go in with your little buckets with some like cleaning supplies, and you have to go through the entire play set. But it was made for children, you know, those things you have to squeeze through, so it was always, I always enjoyed it really much. My colleagues never did, but I always thought it was really fun to clean that. Anyways, we are also making this little skipping stone area, because I actually used to have that at school when I was a kid and in my neighborhood playground. We would have all these kind of rocks, like variations in size and shapes. And the goal was to tag each other. So you would have like 8 rocks and 6 kids playing there, and one would be it. And then you had to jump around from rock to rock and not fall off. One kid, I think, actually broke his nose on that because he fell off. So be careful and don't play that game when the rocks are wet, because you will fall off. But at least it was very fun. So we are now changing the color of the water to make it look more realistic and less swimming pool. But I'm pretty sure your Sims will swim in this anyways. Like they do with the Disney castle that I built as well. The water there is supposed to be like decorative and your Sims swim in there. So, you know, who cares? But I think it will be quite difficult for them like to actually reach it, so that is a plus. We are making it full of flowers to make it look really homey and nice. And obviously, like some of my pro tips, when in doubt with landscaping, use rocks. Rocks are good, and when inside, use plants. So we are making this little pathway up to the restaurant. We're putting some lights all around the place. Because like you go to dinner at night, so it'll be dark, so you need like well-lit areas, otherwise it's really creepy to sleep there. We're also placing some fairy lights in the water to give it just a little bit of atmosphere that it really needs. We also are gonna give all the tables a little ornament, and outside it will be lights or candles. And inside we'll be placing little plants and candles as well. Obviously with the new Eco Lifestyle Pack we got this entire like flood of inspiration for greenhouses and green styles. So hence what we are doing here. We are making this little urban wall, like urban note herb wall, as in herbs. I think it's pronounced herbs, I'm not quite sure. And it looks really comfy and nice, and just overall it looks like a family style restaurant. Like I would eat there with my family. It looks really nice. It is kid friendly. We also use this little like towel dispensers that you get when you get to work, because that is very realistic, because in restrooms you always have that little awkward blow dryer, but it just blows germs on your hands and it's really gross. So I always like to use paper towels, or just if they don't have it I just wipe it off on my clothes, because yuck, otherwise yuck. So now we are building a fancy entree hall. We have like 2 of those seating area places, and then the entire back wall we placed with books and some pictures, just to make that family style, to make it look homey. I was kind of thinking maybe I could go for like a diner mood, but again it wouldn't match with the windows, so now we are going for these, well, kind of just like tables from Dine Out, I think it is, in student living, with the stools. I love when restaurants have stools, like in high chairs, because I'm quite short. So when there are like high places, I love it, because then I can feel tall. Maybe that's just me, and maybe that sounds really sad. I don't mean it in a sad way, but it just makes me feel tall, and I quite like that. Because all my friends are taller than I am. Feels bad, man. Feels really, really, really bad. Anyways, we are using like the cushions in the windows, like on the window seats, to make it look like really homey, because like it is a family restaurant, and I'm gonna keep saying this, but you want it to be like accessible for every family and any family. So when you're kids, or when you get tired of just sitting there, you could just like sit in the window seat. Also, that was my windows popping up. I don't know why I did that. Don't know. I don't think it will pop up again. Sometimes my computer does weird things like that. So we're just giving all the little tables and ornaments. Like some have candles, some have plants. And that ornament that I'm placing right there from Eco Lifestyle, my new favorite ornament. I use it in like almost all of my builds right now. But it looks so good. So we're going, like the aesthetic is like normal. So not extremely fancy, but just stuff you would find in everyday restaurants. Just like family. I'm gonna keep saying family-oriented restaurants, but it really screams family restaurant to me. I don't know why, but it just does. Also, I was in a much better mood to build this build than I was for the family home that I built yesterday, because I was not in the mood for building back then, and I was quite stressed out. But today I'm not. Like, I've made an entire schedule of what I have to do where, and it's a lot better now. I'm not that stressed out anymore, so that is nice. Also, if you didn't know, I recently got a drawing tablet, so I can actually make art now as well, like online on my computer, and I am so addicted to it. I have made some emotes already, and I'm thinking of actually streaming some of my art. Not that I'm like exceptionally good, but I just think it would be really fun to do, and I'm curious what people think of it, even though they're probably gonna be mean because I'm not that good, but that's okay, like it doesn't matter. We're just gonna try and we'll see what works out. Also, I thought, wait, with this restaurant, like the menu needs to be there, because every restaurant in my hometown, they have like this menu outside, so you don't have to walk in and ask for the menu. You can just walk past the restaurant, look at the menu and be like, I want to eat it, or be like, hell no, I don't want to eat here because this food is not my taste. Also, we placed the hand sanitizers because, you know, we are in a global pandemic at the moment, so sometimes it's necessary to go into that and like kind of elaborate with the world and just place hand sanitizers. And above all, it is clean as well and it's really hygienic, so. And then I realized actually this menu was floating, so we needed something to place there. So we are using this Island Living totem, I think. I'm not quite sure even what it is, but we are using that as a menu stand. So we are now actually going to give you a quick tour to the restaurant. So it's a dining space outside when we go in, we're gonna have like the reception, some seating area, the kitchen, toilets, and then the designated play area, which is going to be outside. Now we are gonna go into the screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed this build, and I will hope to see you soon again. Bye guys!